Hello, good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and today we have what is probably the biggest change to the game since the CV rework, and what will probably be the biggest change to the game until subs come out. And honestly, I think this is going to have a bigger impact than the CV rework, and that is saying a lot, but let's just go ahead and dive right on into it. I will put a link to the dev blog in the description down below if you want to read with me as I read along. Any relevant graphics or artwork I will put up on this screen. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. Again, I'm reading straight from the dev blog, and I'll just kind of add my own opinions and comments at the end of each section. So here we go. ST changes to the commander's skills system. Please note that all information in the development blog is preliminary and subject to change during testing. Any showcased features may or may not end up on the main server. The final information will be published on our game's website. In the near future, there will be an ST of the updated commander skill system. At the moment, we plan to update the skills in 0.9.11. We will conduct several stages of testing and will closely monitor your feedback. In summary, new skills were added and some of the old ones were changed. Now each class will have a separate section with unique skills. Maximum skill points numbers increase from 19 to 21. New way to get elite commander experience, dismiss unused commanders. The amount of experience required to retrain a commander to another researchable ship reduced by half. If and when the changes come to the live server, everyone will have an opportunity to reset their commander skills for free. Details will be announced at a later date. Skills already existing in the game will be adapted into the new system in as comfortable a way as possible, taking all changes into account. Thus, players will not have to necessarily redistribute all their commander skills, as they will already be trained for the skills most similar to the ones that were trained in the old system. Oh my lord, that's... Again, honestly, this is changing a huge core mechanic of the game, and wow. So again, every single class is going to have their own set of commander skills, unique commander skills, which means you can't have, something like IFHE be, well, I don't know just yet, but I'm assuming something like IFHE, which is mainly a cruiser/DD skill, go over to like carriers and battleships, because right now it says the skill isn't optimized for the ship with its configuration, but you can still choose it. And things like, off the top of my head, the secondary batteries, I'm going to assume that's just going to be just for battleships now. BFT, AFD, manual fire for secondary, so that's going to screw over the Siegfried for sure, because Siegfried is a secondary cruiser, unless you just buff the secondaries on the Siegfried outright. But yeah, again, huge changes coming. And it sounds like, so for example, if you have skills spec'd into secondaries, it sounds like they will transfer those skills to the skills that will be the closest to it. For example, if you have like BFT and AFT for your secondaries, I'm assuming they're going to have a skill similar to BFT and AFT in this new captain system, so your skills will transfer, so you may not need to reconfigure is what they're saying. Alright, main changes. The commander skill system in its current form has existed for a long time. The last time major changes to the system were made was a few years ago, in 6.0. Since then, new mechanics and many ships with unique gameplay styles have been added to the game. Taking into account these and many other factors, we decided to update the skill system to better match the current realities of World Warships. Many skills in the game are not suitable for certain classes and individual ships, which greatly limits the variety of builds. In such conditions, there were not as many effective ways to distribute skills as we wanted. These changes will help players not only to allocate skills to match their playstyle, but also try new tactics. In the new system, each commander will have an opportunity to distribute skills for each class separately, each in a specialized section. We have also improved the interface and functionality of the system. For example, you can now assign a commander to different classes without having to redistribute skills. So that's like if you have Lucians, who's very good on German battleships and destroyers. It sounds like you have a section for his DD skills, a section for his BB skills, a section for his carrier skills, a section for his cruiser skills, and you can just kind of swap in between each section rather than having to redistribute him altogether. We have also significantly changed, reshuffled the skills themselves, added new ones, and removed some of the old ones. The skills have been changed so that now in each row there is a choice between several effective options instead of one ultimate skill. this would be something like Adrenaline Rush in the 2-point row. Everybody takes Adrenaline Rush, so now it seems that they've changed that at least. Have you always wanted to pick just a few more skills? Now as skills are becoming more specialized and their total number increasing, the maximum number of commander skill points is also being increased from 19 to 21. The distribution of skills by categories will become more logical, which will help to match the skills to the chosen style of play. Yeah, these dev blogs, I'm pretty sure they're just straight up Russian to English translations, so sometimes the sentence structure isn't the best, so I get stuck every now and then. So again, we now have 21 commander skill points that we can distribute. That was something people were asking for quite some time, and something that was brought up when we were talking about carriers and the increase in HE spam. How it would be nice if we could have 3 more points so you can choose more skills to, not be forced to basically have a survivability build on a battleship, to where you can afford to spec for something like secondaries, but you still have 3 more skill points to put into, survivability. So that's very nice that they're doing that now. There will also be a new way to get elite commander experience in the game. Players will be able to transform part of a commander's experience into elite experience when dismissing him. 25% of experience earned at a cost of 1 experience for 10 credits, 50% of experience earned at a cost of 150 experience per 1 doubloon. So it sounds like, okay, hold up. Thus you can demobilize unused commanders and spend the gained elite experience on training, redistributing skills, or retraining the commanders you need. So, okay, it sounds like, so yeah, you can use credits, or you can use doubloons, and the only people that will be like dismissing commanders are obviously players that have many commanders. So it costing credits to do this isn't really a huge deal unless you are just absolutely strapped for credits. Which, I mean, at this point, it's not like it's a necessity to the game to get commander XP. Now, of course, if you're for some reason dismissing an extremely high experienced commander, I don't know why you would be doing that. A commander with a couple 100,000 elite commander XP on him, I'm not exactly sure why you'd be getting rid of that guy. But I guess if you just want to cut down on your commanders, you can do this now and get some credits out of get some elite commander XP out of it. Okay. Details about the changes. Commanders will still have a specialization for a particular ship. Only 1 skill set corresponding to a class of ships is active at one time. The skills for each class are distributed independently from each other. For example, a commander with 10 skill points can distribute 10 points in the section of destroyers and 10 points for battleships. The basics of skills distribution will not change. Each section will have 4 rows of skills. To access the next row, you have to learn a skill from the previous one. The cost of learning skills increases with each row. The skills in the first row cost 1 point, the second 2 points, etc. The cost and number of skills for recruited commanders will change so that if necessary, the player will be able to recruit a commander with a large number of skill points. Commander without skills is hired for free. Commander with 6 skill points is available for 900,000 credits. Commander with 10 skill points is available for 1,750 doubloons. To redistribute the skills as before, elite commander experience or doubloons will be required. Each skill section is redistributed separately. The cost of redistribution for a section with a commander with 21 skill points will be 525 doubloons, or 500,000 elite commander experience. For 19 skill points, the cost remains unchanged. A commander with no specialization for a specific ship cannot be assigned to it without retraining. This rule does not apply to premium or special ships, so that hasn't changed. You can go into battle on a ship without a commander. In this case, what? You can go into battle on a ship without a commander. In this case, commander experience will not be credited to the account. Okay. Wow, that's okay. Well, you can go into battle without a commander on your ship now. Oh, well, after these changes, but dang. Alright, I did not expect to read that. The amount of experience required to retrain a commander to another researchable ship will be reduced by half. Skills will not work until the commander completes retraining. The cost of commander retraining changes. Since redistribution of commander skills will be required much less often, the cost of retraining in doubloons will increase from 500 to 750 doubloons. Okay, so overall, I think this is a very good change for the game. Again, it's all in testing. It's not coming out, like the next patch or so. They say it's planned for 0.9.11, which is quite some time away because we're about to get to 0.9.8. So it's 3 patches from now, which is 15 weeks from now. So it's going to be a while. So, what are these new captain skills? I'm so glad you asked. They did include a spreadsheet, ironically, with all the new commander skills and explanations to them. So we're going to go ahead and have a peek at them now. Alright guys, welcome to the spreadsheet. There's 94 people in here looking at this with me, so this is fun. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a peek at some of these skills. I can't go through all of them without this video being like 40 minutes long. So we're going to take a peek at some that have been pointed out to me, then we're going to go look at the Battleship ones, since the majority of you guys are Battleship mains. So if you go over here to the aircraft carrier one, there is a skill here where, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, right here. Piercing armament, it's a tier 3 skill. So this increases the damage of armor-piercing aircraft armament. So AP bombs get a 5% boost to damage. AP rockets damage, again, goes up by 5%. So now with the Richtofen that can do 26.4, you'll be able to do, I think it's 27.5, so 27,500 damage in one run with these bombs if all 3 of them Citadel, so wow. Pyrotechnist, increase the chance for causing a fire by aircraft armament. Chances of HE rockets causing a fire on target plus 2%. Chance of HE bombs causing a fire on target plus 5%. That's close to demolition expert. Okay, and this one right here, Ruthless. It's a 4-point skill, so it costs a lot to spec into. Aerial torpedoes partially ignore torpedo protection. Torpedo protection damage reduction by 15%. And they have these little explanation boxes right there, which I must commend them for, which they kind of explain it a little bit more. And then they have these boxes over here that really explain it. So the torpedo protection reduction from this skill is an absolute value. For example, target torpedoes protection damage reduction is 45%. With the skill mastered, the damage reduction will be 45 minus 15 equals 30%. So yeah, I mean, aerial drop torpedoes don't hurt that much anymore, because some of them still do, but most of them don't. But again, this is going to be a big boost to their damage output. Unless you're playing German battleships and you don't have torpedo protection anyway, so every torpedo hurts. Oh look, you can get close quarter specialist on carriers. Secondary battery, this is still carriers, isn't it? Yes it is, wow. Secondary battery firings plus 20%, a maximum dispersion of secondary battery shells, negative 30%. That's not as great as manual fire for secondaries, because it's giving you only half of the accuracy buff. So that might just be an aircraft carrier thing. Okay, let's go take a peek at some cruiser skills. So gunner, main battery travel. Oh my god. Okay, no, that's 20%. I thought it said 200%. I was about to say, whoa, that's fast. Alright, so main battery guns reverse speed plus 20%. Okay, that's MLG turrets. That's a 1-point skill now. Torpedoman increases the chance of causing flooding. Chances of causing flooding plus 30%. Oh my god. IJN cruisers with their long range IJN cruisers with their long range torps are gonna love that. Okay, wow, and the Italians too. Shoot. Let's look at some of the higher point one. Straight A artillerist increases the reload speed of secondary armament. When an enemy is detected with the firing range of the secondary armament, increases the reload speed of the main battery guns. Reload time of main battery guns is minus 8%. Reload time of secondary armament minus 10%. Okay, so Siegfried, that's for you. Brawler increases the ship's parameters if there are more visible enemy ships than ally ships within your ship's main caliber firings. I got excited and I forgot how to read here for a moment. Super. Ship speed plus 8%, maximum dispersion of main battery shells minus 10%. A visible ship is a ship you are able to see on the battlefield. It is not important who spotted her, and if she is in your direct line of sight or not. When a ship is visible for allies but not visible for you, like for example through the use of surveillance radar consumable, the skill will not be triggered. So if you're outnumbered, your speed goes up by 8% and the dispersion of main battery shells goes down by 10%. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Intelligence radio technician shows the direction to... Okay, so that's RPF. Yeah, that's literally RPF. Threshing improves the armor penetration capabilities of HE shells fired from both main and secondary battery guns. Decreases the chances of setting an enemy ship on fire. Armor penetration capacity of HE shells goes up by 1/4. The chances of fire being caused by HE without modifiers being applied reduced by half. So that's IFHE. Okay, so yeah, that sounds like IFHE. All right. Let's go look at some of the Battleship ones. So loader reduces the time taken to switch shell type. Okay, that's what's that called now? Because I barely ever use it except with the British battleships. Expert loader. That's what that is. Pyrotechnist increases the chance of causing a fire by the ship's armament. Demolition expert sounds like it's a 1-point skill now. Chance of HE shells causing a fire on target goes up by 0.5%. Of secondary armaments causing a fire. Oh, it's both. So it only goes up by 0.5% on the main battery guns and the secondary guns. Okay, that seems weird, but all right. Consumable specialist reduces the reload time of the ship's consumables. That's what, high alert. Reload time, main battery, reload booster, torpedo, reload booster, spotting aircraft, fighter, defensive AA, fire consumables, negative 10%. But it... Okay, emergency repair... Okay, so they broke up high alert, and it's in 2 things now. Emergency repair specialist reduce the reload time of the damage control party and repair party consumables. Reload time of damage control party and repair party consumables goes down by 5%. Okay, so that's the breakup of high alert, or was it jack of all trades? Was that skill? Because again, I don't use that skill a whole lot. AA gunner increases the number of shells explosions in an AA salvo. No explosion is salvo +1. Okay. Maintenance specialist reduces the risk of main battery turrets, torpedo tubes, yada yada yada. It only goes down by 30%. The skill doesn't prevent main turrets from being destroyed. So preventive maintenance, I always thought it was like 100% buff. Like, you know, your risk goes down that much. But I guess it may have already been 30%. Maybe they turned it down a lot. Interesting. Or actually, I think it was like 50%. And some special commanders were higher, I think. Might have always been 30%. No, I'm thinking of the module. Yeah. My bad. I was thinking of the module, guys. My bad. Alright, gunner increases the traverse speed of main battery guns. Main battery guns traverse speed plus 20%. Okay, that's MLG turrets. Threshing sounds like the cruiser ones too. Yeah, armor penetrating capacity H shells by 25%. Yeah, okay, so that's IFHE. Consumable experts increase action time of consumables. Okay. Argus eyed. The detection indicator will show the number of opponents currently aiming at your ship with their main battery guns. That's priority target. AA Gunner's Training Expert increases continuous damage in the priority AA sector. Priority sector reinforcement plus 20%. Okay. Vigilance. Okay. Torpedo acquisition. Armor Piercing increases main caliber AP shell damage. Increases the duration of fire and flooding effects on your ship. Okay, so that's a trade-off. Ooh, dang! No, thank you. So you get a 5% boost to your maximum AP shell damage, but your fire duration and flooding duration go up by 40%. Hell no, I don't want that. Secondary armaments ballistician increases the fire range of secondary guns. BF2. This is actually AFT, and it's a 3-point skill, which AFT was a 4-point skill before. Secondary battery firing range plus 20%. Okay. Adrenaline Rush is now a 3-point skill. Wow. Okay. So yeah, Adrenaline Rush is a very, very useful skill that almost everybody uses. So now it's a 3-point skill. Survivability Expert's now a 3-point skill that it was before. Expert AA Gunner increases damage by shell explosion and continuous AA damage. AA shell explosion damage goes up by 10%. Continuous damage by AA mounts goes up by 10%. Okay. Steady increases torpedo protection. Okay, so you may have a way to counter that CV skill. Was it Ruthless? So torpedo protection damage reduction goes up by 10%. So you're negating most of that 4-point skill here with a 3-point skill, which is still a 3-point skill. So it's a pretty hefty investment. So these 4-point skills, let's look at these for battleships now. Marksman increases the accuracy of the main battery guns if there are no visible enemy ships within the ship's base detectability radius. So if you're sniping and there's no enemy ships within your base detection range, your dispersion goes down by 10%. Okay, Slava. That's literally for Slava. Well, the Yami and I guess the Shiki too. And again, it's a visible ship is a ship you are able to see on the battlefield. It is not important who spotted her and if she is in your direct line of sight or not. Okay, so if like you're on one side of an island and there's a ship on the other side of the island, but you're detected, but it's detected within your base detection range, you don't get the skill. Secondary Armament Expert increases the accuracy of secondary guns when a priority target is manually indicated. Maximum dispersion for shells of the secondary armament goes down by negative 35%. So again, it's a far cry from the 60% of the current manual secondaries. Hold up. This says nothing about only one side of your secondaries working at one time. Oh, that's what they did. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing, Wargaming, and I actually like it. So it sounds like, and again, it doesn't explicitly say whether or not it does. They may come out and say this later, but both sides of your secondaries will keep firing when you have a target selected. If it's on, and when that target gets within, either side of the secondaries, you get that 35% boost to the accuracy. And wasn't there another one up here that mentioned it, or am I just yeah, I'm tripping. There wasn't another secondary skill up there, was it? Okay. So, yeah. This sounds like one. Heck, I'm just checking to make sure I didn't. I swore I read another secondary skill up here, but I think I'm thinking about the cruiser one. So yeah, you don't get the 60% buff to the dispersion of secondary guns, but now both sides of the secondaries will be firing at the same time. So if you're in a brawl and you're surrounded, that's quite good. That's really, really good. All right, straight A, artillerist. Reload time of main battery guns goes down by 10%. Reload time of secondary armaments goes down by 10% as well. So that's kind of like AFT, but it also applies to the main battery guns. Okay. Emergency repair expert. Action time of damage control party goes up by 10%. Number of damage controls party and repair party consumables go up by one. So kind of like superintendent, although you don't get one more of each consumable as well. Concealment expert, detectability range of the ship goes down by 10%. Fire prevention expert reduces the risk of a fire. Maximum number of fires on a ship reduced to 3. So risk of catching fire goes down by 10%. Okay, and that's kind of a quick overview. Again, if you want to check out this Google Docs, I will link it also. Well, it'll be linked within the dev blog, so just go to the dev blog, and the Google Docs is in there at the bottom, so go ahead and check it out. I do encourage you to go and read this for yourself. So overall, these are some major changes coming to the game, and I do like what I'm seeing so far, because some of the skills sounds very powerful for like that ruthless skill on the CVs, but you do have a skill to counter it kind of on BBs as well, and it is only a 3-point skill, but the ruthless skill on CV is a 4-point skill. So yeah, I haven't read through the entire spreadsheet just yet, but it sounds like a major overhaul of the captain skill system, which it is. And there's a lot of changes in there, a lot of new skills, and a lot of skills that have kind of been shuffled around and remade and reborn. But I'm kind of excited for this. It's a major change. I think this is going to be for the better, because it does sound like you will be able to specialize into your ship so much more now than we do with our current skill system. And plus, we have 21 skill points now rather than just 19. So that's either 3 more 1-point skills, another 2-point skill, another 1-point skill, or another 3-point skill. So I'm pretty excited for this, guys. And I gotta commend Wargaming for this article in the spreadsheet. They didn't just come out and say, yeah, hey, look, here's the general gist of what we're doing with this rework. They said, here's everything. You can go look at it for yourself. And I mean, on that spreadsheet too, if you guys didn't notice during the recording, it all says work in progress and such. So again, this is a work in progress. It's so far away from coming out to 15 weeks from now. I'm sure a lot of this is going to change. They're going to tweak a lot of skills and such. But again, Wargaming, I think you're doing a very good job of being transparent, putting everything out in the open for the players to see. And I thank you for that. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Do you think they'll do a decent job of this rework? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 20,000 subs. We just passed 16,000 not that long ago, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Again, guys, hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. And remember, I am streaming tonight right here on the channel and on Twitch, so I hope to see you guys tonight from 5 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Not 5 p.m. 4 p.m. U.S. Central Time until 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Hope to see you guys there. Again, guys, hope you're having a great day. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.